going to do this week. Honestly, never know what he's going to do. He tells you he's going to wait outside, and then I don't know what he's doing, so I'll shout him in. Dak!
Nessun dorma.
It's me, Ali!
It's fucking Dak Bolladini. Dak Bolladini. Listen, they Tallies are setting a fucking new trend. Swab it up.
Mate, I like it.
Looking $1 million, you look good at the side, you might get the results on the park, mate. Looking tremendous. You're trying to squeeze in a ball tap, mate.
The ball no day fucking big boys taps in it.
2 runs, mate. That's you, mate. You're busting out the thing. Fucking
it's a
machine.
Bit tight.
Yeah, Dale, you whip it. Look at that.
Oh, wee PG Dak, yeah.
Detail. Attention to detail.
It's just the wee things.
I'm telling you, mate.
So,
Gianluca Vialli, look at like...
This episode will actually be out after the World Cup final, so we have no
World
idea.
Cup?
Aye, no. We're going to bring it out next year, after the Euros, so we don't know, hopefully fucking Italy have one. But we've got a sponsor for the episode today is McTassos Gyros. Get yourself there to see them at the Fort and at the Kelvin Way.
We've just tackled one each, haven't we?
Dak's been dropping his arse out there when we were coming in.
Worth every bit, honestly.
So the next episode, this one's going to be the Offend Everybody episode. No, not everybody, because some will come out good. We're doing a review of what we think will happen the season to come. So
doing this a lot earlier than what we thought we would, due to certain circumstances, mate.
Aye. Our guest never turned up right.
We're not telling you who it is.
No.
Shocking. We're not in the West of Scotland League anyway, so we still love the West of Scotland. That's what we get for venturing out with our fucking...
out our comfort zone.
Here, I've got a wee story for you, quick one, right off the backs. We were talking about Italy. Training last week, right? I don't think I should name my player, right? But I probably will name my player.
What does it sound like? What does his name sound like?
Sounds like Beano Leverage.
Right, okay. Right.
So, anyway, we're sitting telling the boys and we're talking, and we're going, the way the Italians love to defend and the way that Chiellini, they're throwing themselves in front of shots and things like that, and they're just pure will to win and defend and make blocks and keep clean sheets, and we're saying to our boys about that. And then the training sessions going on and Riza does that. Somebody made a block and Riza done that. Off, man, you were like a young Costa Curta, right? We Dino Leverage talking and goes, man, there's a short called Costa Curta.
Like a young version of it.
Oh, mate, that just made
he
didn't know who Costa Curta was, right? And then it just made us feel pure old, because he's referring to Costa Curta as Costa Curta the show. There's a show called Costa Curta, but anyway, wee man, I thought that was quality.
How did he think that was what Riza said? I was like a young Costa Curta.
Mate, see if you met the boy, honestly, man, he's fucking daft.
I've never spoken to him, I know Coco.
He phones me and does prankies, mate. I'm fucking 35, I misses his wains. He phones me like, don't know. I was fighting for my wedding and answered the phone, man, about to fight the money. And then all I heard was, I burst out laughing, right? Him and wee Jack Cumlish in the team. She's like, how was you laughing at? No, we were about to pay our wedding, we're in the venue. And I kept answering and they kept going, and I couldn't stop laughing. She's like, you getting Frankie's not with age of you, but...
I tell you what, I've got something I want to say now.
Right, okay, mate.
So you're obviously out on Saturday.
No, I was out on Saturday.
That's what I'm saying, you're obviously out on Saturday.
Aye.
So I get that Snapchat off you. So Ben Daly, this season I'm coming for you, my man. Keep it in mind. Right, so let's get down to it.
Aye, sorry, baby.
No, that was good, man. Don't want to go cost cutting on anything. That's what we get the Tassos, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're going to go through what we think will be the teams that will win the league, the teams that will get promoted, and the teams who will finish lower down. There's obviously
even players. I think even a wee player that might stick out of that. Or...
So there's obviously 600 teams in the West, so we can't go through every single one, and I've not seen half the teams in about 5 years either. So don't take any offence to my predictions, because I'm basically basing it off of how teams did 5 years ago. That's how it's going to go. And also, nobody texts us or phone us or anything complaining, man. Kernsey, talking about you complaining, texting me the other night, don't do it again. Right, so just accept what we're saying, take no offence, it's just a bit of fun, that's all it is. And we'll keep what we think will be how it will go, and we'll see at the end of the season how wrong we actually are. So, Dak, Premier League. couple of teams that you think are going to be good, and then go for your winner.
Obviously, teams that I think will be good, it's the ones that I think most people think about. You like your Darvo, Cowinnen. I look at the players that two of them have signed. Clydebank as well, I think will do well. I think Morph's done good business and he's building a young squad, but the quality of the players that Darvo and that are signing, they're signing Craig Moore and all that for senior football, real quality players, so I think they'll do really well on top of what they've already got as well. I think Cowinnen as well added well, as I just said, Cowinnen have added well, but very, very good players, and I think they'll do well. Do you know, there's always a team that surprises you. Listen, I can't believe I've not said Talbot, right, because
it's like you've not known anything about them, see, because they never played last year, and you've not heard much about them through pre-season.
But they will always be there or thereabouts. The mentality of that club and the quality and the success they've had, I just think that the full club is just geared around winning and so used to winning that for top to bottom they're all pulling in the same direction. So obviously Talbot, I'd say, are going to be up there and thereabouts. But it's good. It's going to be good for the neutrals or fans of these clubs going and watching. There'll be a lot of tight games. There'll be a lot of good games. There'll be a lot of surprise results. So for me, it's always the same teams we talk about. There might be one or two teams that just...
Right, well, we'll go through it, right? The teams for next season: Talbot, Beath, Benburb, Blantyre, Bonnyton, Clydebank, Cumbernauld, Cumnock, Darvo, Glenafton, Hurlford, Medda, Kilbirnie, Rob Roy, Largs, Pollock, Rossvale, Glencairn, Troon and the Buffs.
That's like you nearly rhyming off all the teams you played for.
I know it. When I did it last time I forgot about Bellshill, so I add that one onto the list.
And I'm not even speaking about Cumnock, when we went down to see Tony and that. And
right, so...
And well...
Who do you think's going to be your... He's your top 3 or 4 teams, what do you think?
Right, top 3 I'm going to go with Darvo, win it,
right, I'll write that down. Right, on you go.
Going to go with Cowinnen, second.
Right.
I'm going to go with Talbot in third.
Right.
And then I'm going to go with Cumnock fourth. I just think they'll get their games played all the time. I think that they'll do alright. I think Tony and that will build a good squad there. What do you think?
Aye.
It's hard because, as you say, a lot of these teams will take years out, and you're not even speaking about like Pollock, Medda, Beeve, Glenafton, they're all big clubs, you know what I mean? So I think that it's hard because you're only looking on the outside. Teams haven't played a lot of football, so it's a hard gauger because it's not as if we've had hundreds of football last season to go off and taking it for there, so it's tough.
I think it's a hard team, right? You're looking at the same ones where Talbot, Darvo, Clydebank, Cowinnen. See, for me, like, if I was forced into it, I'd probably go with Darvo to win the league. But at the same time, and again, it's pre-season, so you can't take a great deal at it. Even though they've been winning, they've been losing a lot of goals. But I don't know if that's just trying different things or trying to get boys to gel if he's brought in new players. So it's a hard one to call. I'll go for... Let's see. I will go for... Fuck it, Talbot. Talbot win it. Tucker seems to know how to win trophies. He does it all the time. They've been proper under the radar. I think I'll still go for him to win it. I'm going to go Darvo second. I'm going to go Clydebank third. Can't believe you left them out your top 4.
Mate, see, the thing is that the more you think about it, it's just because it's just on the spot trying to say it, so it's hard because I'm thinking to myself, Clydebank will be in the top 4.
You'd have stuck money on that, and I'm going to
take Cumnock and put Clydebank 4 for me.
You're right with that, Branko?
I'm not going to lose any pals I've
your wee bromance is going to go to fuck now.
Mate, I just, Listen, I hope people prove us wrong. I think that's the whole good thing, that they can go and go, used to did he's hadn't got a clue what he's talking about.
I'm going to go the Buffs 4th. I think that Straney's doing a good job there, and I think that they'll be good. So, who do you think will be 7 good in? Right, so this is just a lottery. What's your 7 to get in?
See, honestly, right, firstly, I think that's pishy anyway. 7, man, that's just a nonsense. 7 teams getting relegated in the first place. As you said before, I'm not looking to fight with anybody. I'm not looking to cause any controversy, but if you're asking me to say 7,
I'm asking you.
My 7 will be Bonington,
Right.
Roseville,
Right.
Blantyre.
Tell you what, man, you fucking thought about this. You're just filing the names out.
No, apologies to Gibby. I'm trying to think who else was on that league.
No. I tell you what, I'll give you my 7, right?
No, sorry, I've just moved that. Benburb, sorry. And then he's at 4.
4, 3 more.
Roseville.
They're taken down twice.
No, Rob Roy. See, man, 7's a fucking
That's
nightmare,
ridiculous,
man.
isn't it?
7's a nightmare. You're just getting a
2 more.
nightmare. Glencairn. And last but not least would be Cumbernauld.
Well, Tony and the boys have gone unbeaten in pre-season so far.
No, listen, listen, I'm not going to get it alright. I hope teams go and can prove me wrong in that, but that is just based on what I think. I know and that might be difficult, but
Right.
never know how teams will start see pre-season. We'll talk about it off camera. How many games have been getting called off?
Never seen the likes of it in my life.
See, because of COVID and people having to isolate and that, all it takes is you to get a couple of players and a couple of isolators, and even your Darvels and your Cowinan and your Clydebanks and that, they're going to struggle because it's going to test out their squad. So I think this season's got a lot of twist and turn on it, but just based on you asking me, I'm going to go with that on
Right, I will go, I'll agree with you with Bonington. I think that Ross Vale will go down as well. There are big goms because you never get back to us when I asked you to come on. Sad to say, just based off of how the start of pre-season's gone for them, I think that Gibby has lost too many good players. I think Blantyre will go down. I think the Bens will go down as well. I'm in agreement with you. Rob Roy as well. I'm basically just copying your
Rob
list.
Roy are a very young team, so you don't know what you're going to get out of them. I think
that's
Rob Roy,
right for me.
I think with Doyle and Maxie and that, I think Rob Roy, what's going to be their hardest thing is going to be consistency. I think 1 week they'll go and they could turn there a Talbot or Darvo or whatever, but then the next week game that you would want them and expect to go and win, they might not win. So I think that they're going to be maybe inconsistent. Totally agree on the Gibby thing. Gibby's just pissing against the wind at
Just
times because you can't keep losing your best players and finding the gems at that level.
When you've got boys, you've got teams in the conference that can pay nearly double what he's paying.
I know, mate. So
it's such a hard task.
So it's no, for me saying that I'm thinking some of these teams are going to go down, I'm trying not to be, it's no a slaughter them. I think Tony being in it, Cumbernauld, who it's his first managerial job, he's got great contacts in the game. I just don't know too much about them, and I'm just trying to base my thinking on that.
I'm going to go the exact same 7.
Bonington, I don't really know much about, and that's just me being honest.
Glencairn and Cumbernauld for me as well. I hope Tony, I don't know what to commit early to Cumbernauld. I hope Tony gets time because I think he'll do well there, and he has done well through pre-season. But I just think that's going to be a big ask for them.
There might even be one of the, what you would say, bigger clubs. What the problem is this season, you have got no margin for error.
Aye.
You have a bad season, a bad start, and you find yourself down near the bottom fighting. You're clawing it way back because you're not just fighting out in a top 3. You're trying to go. You're looking having to go finish high.
You look at
because 7 can down you like that. Keep
see the old
chasing.
Super First when 3 went up and 4 went down.
Aye.
I remember when my brother was at Renfrew. This must have been, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. and Renfrew were third at the time and lost. This was like maybe 7 or 8 games to go, third, and lost 3 games in a row and nearly went into relegation. You're like, that's the way that the Premier League will be for me this year.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be so hard to call it off because nobody's played properly in a year.
No.
COVID could wreck teams' chances. We don't know a great deal about a lot of teams, but I think looking at that, for me the teams that will be hovering about the middle, it could be wrong, but Glenafton, Hurlford, the Meda, Kilburn.
See, I've not even mentioned Hurlford, or I've not mentioned, I think Spain and that are doing a good job at Meda quietly. Pollock, Murday man,
Largs, I know.
great guy, great pal. And even for me with their team, I still think Fordy's probably one of the top 3 strikers in the division, so can they have a good season, kick on? It's so difficult to call because COVID's killed a lot of things for a lot of people for this, like, so we don't really know too much. There's no much to base it on for last season.
Because you look at, we've not mentioned Pollock yet, right? I mean, Pollock were doing really well before last season. It's hard to call, but any players that you would be looking out for in the Premier League, they think will do really well?
They've always got the players in it. They've got, as I said, Fordy. I think Fordy's a smashing player. Any time I've watched him or I've played against him a few times, I've always thought he was absolute quality. Craig Moore at Darvel. I seen the boys probably could have still had another season or two there. So for him to go to Darvel, what a signing that is. He's going to score goals. I just think that, I think there's lots of good players there. Frizy at Beef.
Aye, good player.
I always think he's one at the time. Aye, Beef. I always think Frizy's one of the best in his position at the level. I think, and he's been a successful player. So there's loads and loads of good players. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
So, and there's a few boys dropped in for senior football. So, but you always get ones I know that have maybe making the step up. Young boys making the step up and do well. So that could well be because we just never know.
Nah. Right.
Clyde Bank, a lot of their Clyde Bank's players.
Well, what? I've already had my squid in half of them this year and they're definitely a good side.
Nicky Little, very good player.
Crank player, man. Crank player. See, to be honest, even though he's getting on a wee bit, Archie, I still think Archie's got a lot to offer.
What's his free kick, man?
Oh, ridiculous, wasn't it?
Man,
ridiculous, man. He didn't like, I came on.
Wow, man.
I came on against them because we basically got everybody got injured. Then I got injured, but I came on and I was like, Archie, look, I said I've not played in 2 years. I says, Archie, if you try and run away from me, I will just clean you out. And then the ball went up to him, I just straight through the back of him, and he was pissed off, and I was like, I wasn't kidding on when I said it, mate, I didn't want to chase you. But anyway, so we both went, you've went win the league, Darvel, me, Talbot. You've went Kilwinning second, Talbot third, Clydebank fourth. I've went Darvel second, Clydebank third, Kilwinning fourth. The 7 that go down are exactly the same: Bonneton, Rossvale, Blantyre, Benz, Rob Roy, Glencairn and Cumbernauld. Moving on to Conference A. Conference A, we have Arthurlie, Bellshill, Craigmark, fourth, Girvan, Glasgow Uni, Irvine Vicks, The Borough, Lesmahago, Lugar, Muirkirk, Saltcoats, Shotts and Whitlets. What do you think? What team do you think will win the league?
Arthurlie will be good. I think Arthurlie will be good. They've signed a couple of good players. That wee boy Zeb for Blantyre's a good player. Shotts will be good.
If you're that wee robot that does the lines for them,
Mate,
how good was it?
I know in Twitter they've got a robot doing lines in that line in their part, man. Me, Maxine Riser are putting the goals in the net. It's not every week at ass shoot, mate. It's like how the other half live, mate.
Oh, mate, ridiculous.
No, I just think I'm thinking, who else did you say was in that league? Very difficult, mate. Arthurlie will be up there, mate. See the Borough, right? I think the Borough will do well.
Jamie's done a good job there.
Jamie's done a very good job, but I tell you what, many games have they played in pre-season?
Yeah, about 400.
I still think that's the best way to get your boys going again. Do you know what I mean? So I think the Borough will do well. Any time we played them, especially when Jamie took charge, he done very, very well. They were always a good young side. So by all accounts, if he's kept the majority of his players and added he always seems to find wee gems for 21's football and that as well, then I think the Borough will be up there as well, so I think it'll be between Arthurlie, Shotts and the Borough for me.
Right, what positions you want to put them in?
Shotts, Arthurlie and the Borough third.
Looking at, because I've been keeping an eye on the Borough since they were our neighbours at St Peters, and obviously with Tiny playing with them being one of my good mates, they've done pretty well. Even like losing 1-0 at Clydebank, they lost 3-0 to Talbot. They were, Tiny was saying to us, the Talbot were how they always are, very, very effective and good at what they do. I think, do you know, I think I could be completely wrong. I think Bells Hill might be and Lesmahago might be two decent sides this year.
See, being honest with you, Scoringvilles took the job. If you're looking into their pre-season results, then they'll be decent because they've had some very, very good results. And see, Bells Hill, the job they've done there as well, very good, because they were in our conference last year, and I was looking forward to playing against them, but I think they would have been right up there. They had a good chance of winning our conference the way that they started. So they'll be very good as well. The thing I'm seeing with all the conferences, I think it's so difficult to call. I think all the conferences are, you look at them and you go, oh, that's a tough game, oh, that's a tough game, or that's a tough game. So it's like, I don't think it's like senior leagues. I think you used to look at them and go, you do them, so you kind of had teams that you knew were weaker. I just think a lot of the teams have all got a lot better, a lot more organised, so I just don't think there's really going to be pure many easy games in the conferences.
Definitely. I would say, I could be completely wrong, I would say this is the conference with the less amount of teams that, like, see, you're looking at the other conference we're going to, you're looking at that and I think you're saying there's 5 or 6 teams that you think could go and win that. I don't really feel that with this conference. I'm going to go with,
see the start for the start for me, the first 5 games will be, in every conference will be very, very, that will show where, I think, early doors where it will go. If you get any teams coming out there winning 4 or 5 in their first 5 games, then it's no fluke. But I think if teams struggle, then they're going to find it difficult after that.
I think looking at this conference, this is the one where the top 3 or 4 for me will be fit. I'll probably be completely wrong.
What's there in that, isn't they? What's
well.
normally good with George Pearson?
There's a few teams in that league I'd say won't lose a lot of games. Without it being disrespectful, looking at it, I'd say there's the weaker teams are the Ayrshire teams. Like, you look in the Premier League, most of the better teams are the Ayrshire teams. In Conference A, I'd say the weaker teams are your Ayrshire teams. But what do you think about Glasgow Uni? Because you played against them last year.
See, Glasgow Uni, right? For me, I was impressed with them on the day. I was impressed with their setup. What will be really good for the players in that conference is going and playing, I don't know if they're going to still be playing Excelsior at Airdrie's Park. That was good for their boys to go down there, the stadium, big massive part in that. I thought they were good, they had a lot of pace and they were fit, young team, do you know what I mean? But for us that day, we went 1-0 up in the first couple of minutes and then we went down to 10 men in the first 15 minutes and we've ended up drawing the game. Whereas I would be quite confident that day we could have went on and won the game if we didn't go down to 10 men. But at the same time, they'll be well drilled, they'll be well organised, they've got good facilities.
They'll be a young side as well.
They'll be a good side. I think even, I know what you're saying there, I know what you're maybe saying about the Ayrshire teams, but I've never done an easy game down Ayrshire, mate.
I know, it's
honestly, man.
You know what it's like.
And that's me, and that's, we've been down there and won a couple of games convincingly, but I always think you get down and I always seem to think, and we keep drumming it into our boys and now, it's all down to their own attitude. Sometimes going down to teams where you're expecting to win is always, I hate the games. I prefer going to teams where nobody's giving you a hope and hell because you go in and you've got everything to prove. Whereas as a management or a team or even players in that mentality, when you think we're only going down to play such and such, then I think you're always got a chance of fucking getting scudded or getting turned air, so it's never a pleasant experience.
Right, well I'm going to go with my prediction.
Go for it, mate.
Going to go with Arthurlie to win it. I just think that they're going to have a good year. If I can remember how to spell after I think that Shots will be second. And I think that
Shots signing wee Sherman again for
good signing.
Stenny, good boy, good signing. Wee Logie scores goals up there. You know what I mean? They've got some good players.
I'm going to go right. I'm kind of torn between two. I'm going to go Les Mahigo to finish third.
Listen, what an achievement, what a season that would be for them there, because I know they were struggling a bit before they get the new management in, so I would have no grumble seeing them doing well, because it's a young management team that's went in there, so you want to see them doing well.
What would be your bottom three?
It's hard bottom in it, because
it's all hard.
Because there's no relegation really in this, so
obviously
I don't want to really
you have your three, your top team, obviously the winners will go up. Then you've got like that wee section that will go.
I don't think we should do a bottom three, because I think that it's different with them.
I think you're being too diplomatic.
No. That Premier League, mate, you can get teams relegated, but see in the conferences there's no relegation as such. Know what I mean? You'll just end up in a lower division.
Nah, mate, we're gonna go for it. Bottom three.
Fuck's sake, man. Let's see the teams.
Go bottom three.
Fucking bottom three. Apologies. I'm going to go with Luca. Saltcoats, and Irvine. And it pains me to say that, because Dougie McDuff has just got the managerial job up there, and Dougie was my manager briefly at St Roch's, and what a great guy he was. Made me the captain when he first came in. That's when all the players, Davey took about 8 of them to Blantyre Vicks, and I stayed.
Loyal, man.
Show him a loyal, but Dougie was a great guy.
Right,
and I do wish him the best, but I think that's what I'll go with then. If you're forcing me into it, mate.
I'm forcing you.
So apologies to anybody that's... I hope they all prove me wrong and come at me on Twitter saying you haven't got a clue or not. Get out you.
I'm going to put one in here, right, that could embarrass me if by the time this episode's out.
Right.
But I'm going to go with... I think Luger will go down as well. Well, Luger will be one of the bottom three. I think Muirkirk, which is
tough, mate, up there.
Mate, I know, but it's one that could get me, because by the time this comes out, we'll play Muirkirk on Saturday. So if they scud us, and it makes me look that funny. And I think Saltcoats as well. Right.
It's very difficult, man. This is like a lucky bag, mate, just picking teams out.
Mate, we have absolutely...
It's like Rod Stewart doing the draw. Just picking teams.
Right, so Dak, now we're on to...
The big one.
Let's
get my jacket off for this one, because it's fucking sweltering in here. I don't know if I'm feeling under heavy pressure or
The big one.
Because I don't like you know fine well, I don't like to upset people. I like to be pals with everybody.
Oh, short sleeve shirt, I don't like it, mate.
Aye, mate, fucking showing off the guns, mate. So I don't like to upset people. So, but for the purpose of this episode,
right,
I'm getting asked for. So
Conference B.
Conference B, what a conference!
Aldear, the mighty Ashfield.
Yes.
Cambuslang Rangers, Carluke, Dalry, Gartcairn, Glasgow United, Greenock, Kello, Newmains, Renfrew, Royal Albert, Thornywood, St Cadoc's, and the beautiful Port Glasgow.
Yes.
Right. I think this is a right tough.
Mate, that's a dog division.
Yeah, I think it's
a pure dogged. I think anybody can beat anybody in our conference.
Honestly, I think this is a horrible one. Who's going to win the league?
Listen, mate, I would love to turn around and say Ashfield we're going to win the league, because listen, I think the Gaffer and hopefully ourselves have went about our business alright this summer. I think it's probably, recruitment wise, it's the best summer we've had, building a good young squad. All the boys we're signing are all very, very young, so it bodes well for the future. But you've asked me who will win the league. For me, I think that St Cadoc's and Gartcairn are probably St Cadoc's because they've got Southie, they've got a lot of good players. I've spoken to a couple of people about them. They speak very highly of the way that they're playing football and the quality that they've got. They've got some good players, they've got some good experience, which is always Tony McParlin and that has good experience. They've got Menzies at the back, not been there, done it, got the t-shirt. Gartcairn as well. They made some top signings. Eddie Ferns is a player. Ross McNeil.
We need to be good to Gartcairn now since we're unusing it.
I know, but listen, this is what I would say. Like, I don't think that league's going to be easy. I think that league's going to be. I'd be very surprised if a team runs away with it, because I think on their day, I think Greenock are more than capable of beating any team in the league. Very good under Tommy, Dinky and that. Knowing, I think they're very good. Some good players there, Marks and wee Dylan up front and that, and they've got some good players there. Shettleston's always tough. Renfrew's always tough. In Cambuslang are signing experienced boys. They've got Big Anson, John Gemo, Tony Stevenson. They've got very experienced teams. So I think that the league's going to be a good one. I think there's a lot of good players in it.
Who do you think's going to win the league?
I've said St Cadoc's or Gartcairn.
Well, what one is it?
I'll probably say I think Southie's early piece will probably get me and hang me.
So you want to go with Gartcairn second?
Gartcairn, then us. Yes. I think we'll have a good season, but as I keep saying, and I keep saying to the boys, I think we need to start very well. Our first 3 games are against Shettleston. Well, I still call them Shettleston, Glasgow United, so apologies. Glasgow United will be very, very tough. Then we play Cambuslang, then we play Greenock. Our first 3 games, I'd say, against teams that are going to be up there and probably as tough as you get it. If we can start well, then I think it gives our boys confidence. If we start poorly, then I don't want us to get sucked into that and getting sucked into near the bottom of the league. But I think that we've got a good young team with good legs and that, and I think we'll have a decent. But there's good teams in that league, honestly, mate. Good players.
I think it's hard, man. So you've
gone Dykes, St Cadoc's.
See
the things I'm hearing about him, well,
St Cadoc's.
Player.
And again, you can't read too much into pre-season. Their results at pre-season they've not won many, but they've played good opposition and had draws and stuff and done really well.
My big thing with it is pre-season. I think we can look too much into results, right? It was like
it's all we've got really. The new.
It is that, mate. But I think that what I'm experiencing numbers wise, I've been mad that I've not experienced it like it numbers wise. With 1 week we got a full squad, the next week we seem to be down to the bare bones and that. I just don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a mix between COVID, people having to isolate, things like that. But there'll be a lot of twists and turns. I just think Southie is a very, very good manager. He's done wonders when he was at Glenafton.
Aye.
He's in the know. They've got good resources. Aye, they've got good resources. Probably a decent enough budget to get players in. I think they'll do it. That's why I think they'll go up. And I think Gartcairn as well. Gartcairn will be disappointed if they're not challenging for the league, because I'm looking at the calibre of players they're signing Sinky and that as well. These boys are good players, man, especially at their level. So if they're not up there, then there'll probably be questions asked. And that's not me trying to put any pressure on our manager, because
it's the nature of the beast, isn't it?
We all want to.
He'll have a reasonable budget. He's got a squad that should be looking to try and win that league. So if you don't do well, then it's the same for us all. Unless you've got a committee who the main aim is to keep the club just going.
But see, even teams like, for talking sake, see Ardere and that for me, right? Ardere for years have been known kind of as the whipping boys, right? And
Sean will have them like that.
And that's just what I mean. Ardere's a fucking hard game now, because Sean's went in, he's took a full new team in there.
I tell you what, we'll go through these teams. Right, I'll do my predictions and then we'll go through some of the teams. Because I do think this league's very interesting. I'm going to agree. I'm going to go St Cadoc's to win the league. It's tough, man, because Gartcairn are going to be good. You've got, like I said, Cambuslang. I actually think Glasgow United all day no bad this year as well, to be honest. Even though they took a bit of doing after Mate Pollock last night, by all accounts that wasn't the way it could have been. I'll go Gartcairn second, and I think that Tam and Sean are doing a good job there. Like you said, they've got Marks, Weedills up top, they've got Gary Fleming and stuff. Scott Patterson at the back, who's an absolute moon man, but I do think he's on his game, he's excellent. I'll give my cousin Andy Lavella mention as well, who's a good big defender. And for me, I think they've arguably the best goalkeeper in the league as well with Pidge. I think Pidge is top drawer. I'm surprised he's never actually had a better move. But I will go for Greenock third, as much as I would like Ashfield to be in the top three. But I think that you're looking at Cambuslang, yourselves, Renfrew. I think Thornleywood will be alright, I know.
Thornleywood, Nizzy and Dolsey and that will have a good team there. This is why I'm saying that league is like anybody can beat anybody on their day. And as I was trying to say about Sean's went in there and he's got the feel good factor in the community. He's took a new team in there. They've had some good results in pre-season. They've got a 20s in now and all that, so they'll be very, very good. They've obviously changed the structure of their club and that, and he's a young, enthusiastic, ambitious manager. So for me, there's no easy games.
Nah, there isn't. Because even looking at New Mains, I don't expect New Mains to be like top 5 ring, but they are going to be far better. I think Paul Davies has done
Paul and
a
Guppy
very
have done
good
well,
job there.
and they've had to take their time doing it, and that's the same as at Ashfield. These things don't happen overnight because you're, as we were saying about Gibby, you're pissing against the wind sometimes because you get a gem, you get a good player, you can't keep them because we've not got the resources to match what other teams can give them. But for me, Paul and that have done a good job. They'll be well organised, they'll be a lot more organised, be a fitter, they'll have a jag of new players. So no, there's honestly, mate, so see when you're going to ask me about Bolton Free, I'm going to get a sore arse here and sit in the fence because I'm not giving you a Bolton Free because I'm going to be playing against these teams.
You'll take it in the neck anyway.
I know I'll take it in the neck, but I'm not doing it, mate.
No, you fucking hell.
I'm not doing it, mate. I gave you my hang me, so it's not happening.
Right, well I'm going to give my Bolton 3.
That's respect, mate. That's
what it is. It's been a shite bag.
It is, it's respect, mate.
Right.
I've got respect for my opposition.
No, you're a shite bag, that's what it is. Right, so...
Right, my Bolton 3.
Yes, get in there.
St Cadoc's Gartcairn and Ashfield. Fuck's sake. No, I'm honestly, mate, I'm not doing it.
I am going to go for... Because the thing is, you've got Kaluk, Dorai...
Mate, we've got Kello on a Wednesday. We've got Kello on the third Wednesday, fourth game of the season on a Wednesday night. And see, for me, Kello will be a good side because they were good last year. But what are we going to turn up to?
Mate, exactly. How many are you going to have?
What are we going to say? It's a quarter to 7 o'clock at the latest kick-off. Doing it Kello. We get boys working, having to get flyers for what? Traffic, no.
Mate.
I don't know what we're going to turn up to do.
Even though we're not on to Division 4
yet. The out the window that day.
We've got our second game, our first home game. We're at home at Campbelltown on a Wednesday night, 8 o'clock.
You're at home at Campbelltown?
Aye mate, I was talking to somebody in a committee at the West.
How you starting? No?
No, we starting this, that's our first home game, we're away the first game.
Okay, that's
I was like that to the person I spoke to in the West committee. I said, see if you asked us to go to Campbelltown on a Wednesday night, we couldn't field a team. I could guarantee you we could not get a team, and I think Campbelltown's a bit different because they boys there, well fuck it, we'll go up in early, that's when we get there, we'll get there. But you're right, Kello, going there, it's a hard one. My bottom 3, since I'm not a shite bag, and this one breaks my heart to say it, the Port have lost too many players, too many good players. I think the Port will be in the bottom 3, as much as I love them. I think that Dorai will be in it as well, and I think Royal Albert. But I don't know it. See, to be honest, I've not seen some of the teams in a few years, so
yes.
I could be completely wrong. So we're going to move on to what I think is the most competitive. As good as Conference B is in terms of very competitive, I think that Conference C could be the most competitive conference. We've got Ardrossan, the Drum, East Kilbride, Perthshire, Kilsyth, Lanark, Lark Hall, Neilson, Petershill, the Ants, the Rock, Vale Clyde, Wishaw, Yoker and Vale Leaving.
So I say that's like the other one. Any team could beat
Aye.
any team on their day, and for in that league, it's mad, innit? See the thing that annoys me with our league compared to that league. There's all sorts of derbies in that league.
Aye, I know, mate.
I'd love more derbies in ours. I know that the way that they worked out the conferences, and I totally understand it, but see the likes if we had a Maryhill or a Shire or that in
Or the
our
Rock
league,
or something.
the Rock or
Aye.
something, it's more a peasy.
You're really looking at
We're not going any really.
the Port and Greenock's your only
That's
proper,
the only one in that. But
proper
apart
derby.
for that, whereas that, even the Rock versus Lark Hall,
I know.
that's
Aye.
even a thing, mate. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's a big league because the Drum are going to expect to do
Oh, aye.
well. Neilson,
I know.
I think Neilson a good side.
Petershill, I know.
PG obviously took a year out.
Kilsyth lost quite a few
Falkirk
players,
have a good
but
team.
Kilsyth had a right good year
Kilsyth
last year.
had
They were a good side.
They've got a good
The
team.
Rock,
They've got good players.
again, a team that are improving. Right, who do you think's going to win it?
I think that Neilson
Neilson will win it.
Neilson will win it. Neilson will win it. The Drum will finish second. And I think that PZ might finish third.
I'm going to go for the same three, but I think the Drum will win it. I think that Neilson will finish second, and I think PZ will finish third. Again, it's hard to call because I've not seen particularly a lot of these teams, but I think Kilsyth, I would have, see if they hadn't lost a few players based off of last season, I'd have said Kilsyth would have been one of the top three, but I think they've maybe lost just too many players, but they're still going to be, they're going to be one of the teams that, see if they go and beat, for talk's sake, Drumchapel, and then you could go and lose to the Ants because they were lower down last year, go and lose to the Ants the next week, you can imagine that might be the type of team they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
see, the thing is, if you're looking at, you've based a lot of things talking about pre-season results. The Ants have had some good pre-season results.
I went down and watched them pre-season.
I wouldn't say that they're quite there yet to get up to the top of the league, but you're basing it on pre-season results. I think that Yoker pre-season results have looked very good. They beat Pollock and that. So Yoker obviously, again, if you're just looking at the pre-season, for me the Drum players have signed brilliant, unbelievable for them. Like Hopi and that down there must be brilliant to work with them. They've obviously big Grinley in goal. You know what I mean? Experience. You're starting for the base. You get an experienced
goalie. Did they say Marshall as well?
Kenny's there.
Kenny, good player.
Kenny's there. They've got good players about the place. You know what I mean? They've got Boy Smith up front. Boy Pablo. Very good, very good. Martin Green, his name is, but he played senior all his days. He's very good. He'll score goals for fun. I think he played with Gart Cairn last season. Good player. So, whereas PZ will be very good. Lockie will have a very good side there. Lanark, I don't know what they're going to be like because obviously they've just lost Jamie. Jamie's just moved on there. Shire are always difficult. So,
right, your bottom three.
Bottom three. It's a toughie, innit? That is a toughie. Very, very tough, mate. We're playing a Drawson this week in our last friendly, so it'll be interesting to see what they're like, 'cause I don't really know much about them, to be honest. Right, okay, bottom three. I'm going to go with Lanark, which is just because of the change of management and that, so I don't know who's going to get the job of that. Vale Clyde, I think Mark does a good job down there. I think Mark's came in and gave the club a jag, and he's got so much enthusiasm, a good young manager. Known Mark for years playing against these teams, so it'd be difficult to beat that. It's very, very, very difficult, that one. Wishaw again with Mark and that. Was it? Right, okay, I'm going to go Lark Hall. And I've not even mentioned Rock, man.
I know.
Rock's my old team, I know, and I love the Rock, but something telling me there, I don't know if they're going to have as good a season as what they think, I don't know.
Bottom 3?
They'll not be bottom 3. Got too many good players to finish in the bottom 3. They're supporting that and us. Their support's unreal. EK, mate.
EK.
And that's unusual for me to say that because EK beat us in a pre-season friendly. So
I think Dak doing a decent job there, to be honest. I think he's brilliant, but it's quite a young team he's got.
He's got a young team, mate, because when we played them they were young, so for me to put that in, I don't know.
I'd go, if they are leaving, Lark Hall and Perthshire. That's my 3.
See,
I think you're looking at, seeing the Ants, I still don't think the Ants are going to be the type of team that are going to go and push to get in the top 3 or 4. I don't think they're there yet, but I think Danny and Kush, for what I've seen for the pre-season game and watched them to last year when I seen them, I would say they're definitely better. I think they've got quite the middle of the park. The 2 boys who
Jabs is good.
Jabs, big strong player.
Boy.
Then you've got the other boy. I don't know his name. He's got the kind of afro. I thought he was a really tidy player.
Was it Omar or Rabin?
I'm not sure. I don't know his name, but I thought they were quite good. I think I might be in the same boat as you. I think the Rock, they'll not be bottom 3, but I think they'll struggle a bit this year compared to how they've done previously. I think it's going to be a hard job. But that'll be my bottom 3. Now, moving on to the big league, Division 4, where we know nothing about nobody.
I'll just get you to know. Relegation, St Peters.
Thankfully that can't happen.
Well, it can't happen in the other division, shite baby, you made me
No,
there.
we'll get you here.
Aye.
I think, so you've got BSC, Campbelltown, Finnart, Glenvale, Harmony Row, Hart Hill, Kilsyth Athletic and the mighty San Pedros. Who's going to win the league?
Finnart.
Dirty bastard.
Listen, you didn't even put us in the top 3 in the division.
I know, mate, I really wanted to, because I think you're going to have a good year this year. I just think that you've got such a hard league, because I honestly think you're going to do really well. Considering you were second bottom, even though the league was cut short, I think
okay, we won there.
What were these?
We won in the second bottom. Were we?
I think you were, aye.
Were we?
But
we played 5 games.
Aye, they were really bad 5 games.
It's a bad start, as I'm saying, for the first 5 games.
No, I fancy us to do much better this year. Right, so for that, what's your second and third places?
Hart Hill.
It's hard to call because we don't know anything.
Don't know anything about any of the teams apart from St Peters, to be honest with you. Finnart, I'm more based on their amateur team because I know they've got a decent amateur team. We played against them a couple of seasons ago. They're very good, very well organised. I think Wilson and that's the captain there. They came and played some games for us. We Jemba and that, so if they're all playing they'll be decent. You know what, I'll give you top 3, I'll put you in at third.
Man, appreciate that.
Only because it's you.
Appreciate
and
that.
Taggy, but apart from that, because I think, what did I say to you? I think that Hingway's going to be, I think Kilsyth will be alright.
Aye.
Harmony Row, good club.
Young team as
I think they've got potential to kick right on. They're a very big club with a great name.
It's a hard to call because we don't really know what anybody's like. I mean, I hardly even know what my team are like, you know what I mean? Because we've still been bringing in boys and boys are leaving and stuff, right? I mean, but I'm going to.
Can I just say, I hope that the board are patient with PG.
It'll come, no doubt.
You know what I mean? Hope that he's just giving me time. You know what I mean? You're asking for other guys to get time. Please. I'm hoping he gets the time.
Please give us time. I'm going to put my neck out there. I'm going to say St Peters will win the league.
Aye?
Oh, I'm going for it.
Okay, on you go.
I am going to go for Finnart to finish second because, like you said, good amateur side. I assume most of the boys have come here. They've probably added a couple. Pre-season, they have definitely had the best results out of the teams in our league. They have done well. I'm going to go Hart Hill third. Looking at the rest
What's
of the
happening with that league? But he's played each other about
4 times.
That's a lot of games, isn't it? That's a lot of games.
A lot of games. So and then you're looking at Kilsyth Athletic a 21s team.
Who's your big players this year? Here's your chance to your man management get their confidence up and booming. Who are you leaning on? Who's the top kiddies?
Kieran Friel, our skipper.
Friel?
Our skipper.
Hell, man.
Our skipper will do well this year.
Ah boy, great boy, good player.
I think that the daft ass Macaulay MacArthur will do well for he scored.
You got a hat-trick the other week, I
think he scored 5 or he scored 6 in pre-season already. But he's an absolute head injury, man.
Aye. Is that a hangman in fact? You know what? I've seen him, he's got us on the Instagram. He's doing all the baby celebration, must have just had a rain, wasn't it?
See if he keeps doing that.
It's how long are you doing that? The way he's got to school now, you're still shooting your thumb in that?
So...
a Bebeto.
Mate, his missus, right? I don't know her, I know her dad, right? So she brings the Wayne down to the game, so that's when he does his shit.
Is it that? So it's in front of the missus?
It's all for show. So he does it.
He's man baby number 2 with him.
He does it. Does it the first game. He scores the first game after the Wayne's born, right? So we've slaughtered him, but you're like, right, whatever. He does it again when he scores a hat-trick. He does it every time. He's getting slaughtered.
That's it, you'll tell what good balls on the boy then if he's getting slaughtered and still doing it.
The poor lassie looked embarrassed with him.
Is she?
We're all turning around like, what's going on here? And she's like, oh, I don't know. But
every time I come on the podcast, I do that. Aye, right? Do that?
Just kidding, Jill. No. For us, it's still hard because we're still so new. I think Craig Smith will do it well for us this year.
Right.
Craig's a good player, full of energy, good touch on him and stuff, kind of good player. We've got wee Jay Lunny, who's 18, who's another one. He's a daft boy. He's such a good boy. He's a good player as well. And
how's that boy getting on, Aaron?
I was just about to mention him. I think Aaron will do well for us this year.
Is he fit for
he's back. Aye. For everybody that didn't know, Kev Green gave Aaron a wee kick to the knackers and had blood pissing out his willy. It comes after the park against Clydebank, and we're getting beat 4 or 5-1 at a time, and I'm like to him, you can back on? And he looks down, covered in blood. I was like, just sit down the nura.
Mate, that gives me the heebie-jeebies even thinking about it.
He's got lucky with it. It was just a wee nick. So he's been back training and playing. Actually, Paul was having last week.
And mine, mate. My players.
We'll come back to that in a minute.
Are you going to, aye?
I will come back to that.
Oh, but St Peter's here, wee man.
You asked the question, I'm just answering it. Right, so looking at the rest of the league, BSC, their first game, no, nothing about them.
Aye.
I really know nothing about them. Campbelltown, played against them at amateurs, we've spoken about them before.
Yeah.
I actually think they'll be very difficult to beat.
Do you know the best thing about that league? 2 away trips to Campbelltown.
I know, but I'm missing the first one.
When is it?
What's it, Campbelltown?
No, when?
When? I can't remember. It's maybe late
How are you
August.
missing it?
I'm back shift that day.
Guess what I'm going on Monday?
Where?
Ibiza,
Oh, good mate. Good for you, you dirty bastard. Aye, so I'm missing the Campbelltown one. I'm gutted about. Glenvale, I think they'll be alright. John's probably brought in a few of the boys ahead at the Ants. I'm looking forward to that. We've got them 4th game of the season at Renfrew on Wednesday night. Big derby for us. Looking forward to that. Harmony Row, I watched them against the Ants. I thought they were 2-0 up against the Ants. The Ants for me were comfortably the better side and won 3-2 later on. But I thought Harmony Row were good. I thought they were very organised. They've got a lot of young players. The boy in the middle of the park, he came from Giffin up north, I can't remember his name. He's their senior head, he was good. Very kind of vocal and stuff, but they were very organised. Cool side athletic. I imagine they'll be quite similar because the boys have played together. So it's a hard one to call. Who's your bottom of the league?
Who's in that league? I know you just went
I've just went through everybody.
I know. I'll go with BSC.
I'm going to do the same.
And that is
because I know nothing about
based
them.
as I've not even seen them on social media or nothing, so I don't even know one thing about them.
That's for me. I'm the same. I mean, I could end up with custard in my face.
See if St Peter's end up bottom of the league, but
mate,
I'm not having that.
Because
we can't be doing a West of Scotland podcast and you're bottom of the league, mate. And it's the same with Ashfield, we cannot finish bottom of the league.
No, it's not going to happen positive.
Yeah.
I think that I'm going to say I'm going BSC because I know nothing about them. Like I say, we've got the first game of the season. They could end up being a good side, beating us.
Yeah.
But I know nothing about them, so I'm literally. I think it's been quite strange for the Division 4. Finnart have been putting their results up. Glenvale have. Hamley Road.
I wouldn't think they're doing the right hand though, doing it.
No, I don't think so. I think it's you're a serious team. You put your results up. Hamley Road weren't doing it. Are now doing it. Hart Hill have been doing it. Kilsyth weren't but are now. And the thing is, we've taken a couple of right doings.
No, but I get what you're saying.
We put it up because that is what it is. Well,
no, I do get what you're saying, but at the same time, if you got to respect a team's hangway, if they're trying to just get their house in order to start with, then if they don't want to post things on social media, then they're not obliged to.
No, they're not obliged to, but I think you should.
Not obliged to, you know.
I think you should. But I obviously like the spotlight having a podcast.
Aye, so.
Right, Ashfield, who's the players this year?
I'm saying
apart from that Dick Ben Daly, who else?
Mate.
He's got to be a good team this year.
He's a player, mate. Score goals, mate, honestly. He will score at least 20 goals this season. I really believe that. We've added well, PG, not mean. I think the gaffer's done amazing because we've kind of ticked the box. Signed a young goalie, Tam Maguire for Pollock last week. He'll be a good goalkeeper for us.
Winning games all the time.
Man's caught had a goal at me, mate. That was me. That was enough for me to call it a day. But we've seen good players, mate. James Marr for Fawleywood, the captain down there. Burnsy for Gart Cairn centre mid. We Brogan Daly, who I think's a tremendous player, and now we've got two very, very good left wing back type players. The two of them, Dino and Brogan. Two of them are like 22, 21. Both of them brilliant on their day. But we've got players there. See players there now that are big for us. Like Colin Leverage for me is just epitomises everything that you want as a person, as a player. Might know sometimes but technically. Marky McManus is club captain, but Colin Leverage for us is in that dressing room brilliant.
Does Mark ever struggle with getting to games in times because the buses don't always run when he's got bus passes using?
That's it. Marky's got himself back fit and he'll be so invaluable to us because, as I keep saying, we've got young players, we've got a lot of young boys, we've got a lot of young boys, but they've all got a lot of experience in this level of football. They've all played a lot of games. James Marr, Burnsy, the goalie Tams maybe not had a lot of experience playing, but Dino Brogan was at the Shire last year. Coco, Anton Byrne has a lot of experience. Johnny nuts. We've still got.
See with Marky, Giuliano and a player like him occasionally. Like,
maybe
I know there's 3 youths, but do you ever go to him?
Really know Marky and Coco are brilliant for us. Manager's dream with two of them. You can go and speak to them, we go and chat to them, and they can be a voice in that dressing room and all that. And sometimes we don't even need to say it, and they'll self-police it. The two boys are magnificent for us. But see, for us, just going forward, we've had pre-season, we've looked very good. Going forward, we're conceding too many goals for our line, which we need to address by next week. But going forward, Brad Rodden flying, suspended for the start. Ryan McManus, who I think is a rare player, get some arse for, and I mean a football arse. What a football arse! Spin everybody. His link-up play tremendous. We've signed Darren Maguire and that as well. So look, I think we need everybody fit. Firing, and hopefully it can be a good season for us. But I don't like to pick individuals out because we help. I love the full team. The full team are great boys. We were all out on Saturday. I think I fell off a chair steaming and everything, man. Usual Dak, innit?
Didn't push your couch out?
No, I didn't push your couch or nothing, but that was thankfully. But let's hope, you know what I mean, we try and be confident, but we'll show respect to all our opponents, which they deserve. But hopefully it's a good season. We're looking forward to it. It's been a long time coming for us all.
Big time.
This tonight has just been a wee bit of fun. We've had to just jump in at the deep end.
Aye.
We weren't really prepped for it, but we hope that you enjoy watching it. As PG says, try and not take offence to it. We've just sat and had a wee bit of fun, jotting some teams down, having a wee discussion. The level's going to be great next year. The standard of teams is brilliant. The conferences are really good. The new conference, I'll call it Division 4, isn't it? got to be very good. Top division, lots of good teams. It's a lot to look forward to. And I tell you what, see looking at the results pre-season, go and watch your football.
Oh, definitely.
Couple of quid.
I know.
Helping teams out, but seeing good football, goals conceded, second and halves.
I know.
Not I mean that out the lot.
I think, see, as good, we have a bit of fun with this, right? And see, to be honest, we will probably be so far wrong, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, we will
we
be.
Just
That'll be horribly wrong.
Aye, it will be. And we'll show
wrong.
up at the end of the season.
Do you know what I mean?
But you make a good point. People need to go out and watch the games because the clubs need it. And see, to be honest, everybody knows that watches us, what this level's about. There is good quality, but at the same time there's a lot of mistakes, so it makes it exciting to go and watch, and it's cheap. Get down and support your local clubs if you can, and if you don't, then go and support Ashfield and St Piers. But this has been just like that. It's been a bit of an improv episode for us.
Yeah,
We hope to do this maybe a week later down the line, but we've had to do it tonight. So I'll run through the league winners again. Dak has Darvel in the Premier League. I have the Talbot. In Conference A, Dak has Shotts. I have Arthurley. In Conference B, we both have St Cadoc's. In Conference C, Dak has Nielsen. I've got Drumchapel. Division 4, Dak has Fanart, and I've got the mighty San Pedro's. So we only agreed with one. Conference B.
See, as we says, I'm not fond of anybody about it. Bit of fun, jotting down some teams, and let's just see what happens next season. For me personally, we've not been able to touch on every team and talk about every team. Hopefully, down the line, we'll be able to get these managers or players for these teams on the show. But just what I wish all the teams, all the management, all the players, all the committee, all the fans, all the best for next season. I know you'll all be buzzing because we're buzzing.
Definitely. Everybody, this episode comes out on Wednesday the 14th, so all the best to everybody on Saturday. We hope everything goes well for you all apart from BSC.
If you disagree with, put it on the Twitter and we can have a wee healthy debate about it. Fuck off. Peace.
Right, thanks for watching the episode. We hope you've enjoyed it. Remember, as always, like the episode and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it.
Cheers.
Thank you.
See you later.